Hey guys, it's Desiree. Welcome back to my podcast, Deeper Things. If you haven't listened to the last few episodes, go give them a listen. Hopefully, they'll be good for you to listen to and you'll enjoy them. Anyways, this week, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I woke up and I thought, hey, I should record a podcast today. But then I didn't really have anything to talk about, so I kind of contemplated for a few minutes if I should just sit down for 15 minutes and see what came out of my mouth, and I decided that wasn't that good of an idea. So I finally thought of a topic that's kind of been near and dear to my heart lately, or at least I've been noticing a lot about it, a lot of it in our culture lately, and that would be positivity and negativity, both really. I've noticed as of late that basically surrounding our culture today and for the past few years is negativity, and I haven't seen it as hard as I have this year. It's everywhere. We're constantly surrounded by negativity in media, in friends. It's in right now, you could say, I guess. Basically, if you want to be relatable, just try to be negative, and someone's probably going to relate to you, and you'll probably get a lot of friends from it. I just feel like a lot of people have been trying to be super negative lately, and it's very easy to fall into the trap of being negative, especially because it's all around us. There's not really an alternative that we see, at least in most people, and I've fallen into this a lot in the past few years. I've just been super negative sometimes, and it has effects on the way you view things, the way you see life, and your entire mindset. Negativity affects our entire mood and how we see things, and it kind of shifts our perspective of the events that we're going through. It could be a really good time, but we're only focusing on the bad things, so we don't really have the capacity to look at the things in our lives and the blessings that we're experiencing and give thanks for those. Instead, we're just constantly pinpointing the bad things that are happening and how they're affecting our life. And I feel like that's really not a good thing, and it's a poor direction for us to be going in. But I see it everywhere, and I do it all the time too. I'm hoping to improve, so hopefully this will help you. Negativity, when we give into it, it's so easy to give into. And it's not just ourselves that it brings down, it brings other people down as well, all the time. Maybe, have you ever been having like a good day, and then, I don't know, your mom or dad comes in and they're just in a terrible mood, or your sibling, they just come in and you just, like, completely flip your entire mood, and the entire day becomes terrible and negative, and it's like you're not even capable of having a good day anymore because someone else just brought the negativity that they were facing into your day. And it's just really hard to grasp and take control. Like, once you go down that path of being negative once or twice, it's hard to rein it back in into being positive. And I feel like a lot of times being negative is an excuse, or people use it as an excuse to allow their circumstances to determine their attitude or how they're doing in life. So a lot of times I feel like we can be going through something that's really a hard or tough time to get through. Something bad just happened, or maybe we have a lot on our plate and are very stressed out, and I feel like the path of least resistance would be to be negative, because that's your first instinct, is to be negative, to kind of focus on all the things that are going bad in your life right now and pour that into everything you do, and just kind of carry around this woe is me mentality where you're thinking, well, I can't, if only I had something better, if only my plate wasn't so full, if I didn't have so much stress, I could be doing better right now. I feel like a lot of times we use our circumstances and negativity surrounding those circumstances as an excuse to not be better, to not kind of expect a little bit more from ourselves. And I feel like when we do that, that takes away from who we can become or how we can look at these circumstances and kind of try to make them into a good thing. Honestly, circumstances, they can be bad, they can be good. We all have to deal with bad things in our lives all the time, basically. If you're not in a bad hump right now, it means you probably just got out of one or you're going into one soon. But we'll never be able to control our circumstances. The only thing we can really control in life is our attitude. So if you take each circumstance and focus on the negative things that are happening and kind of dwell on those things, you're not giving yourself a chance to be positive or focus on the blessings that you have. Meaning that instead of taking control, you're kind of just letting everything spiral out of your control into chaos or entropy. You're not allowing yourself to rein in and take back what the one little thing that you have. The one thing that we can take control of is our attitude, and a lot of times we just let ourselves be negative, which kind of pours into everything else that we do. But if we focus on taking control of our attitudes and trying to be a little bit more positive, just each and every day, it'll help us to be more self-aware and conscious of the things that we do, of the ways that we can improve. And I feel like that's just a simple way. It seems it's definitely easier said than done, but it's for the most part pretty simple to change our attitude from being negative and looking at our cup as half empty and changing it to looking at it as half full. It's not too hard, and it's something that you can struggle with for a long time, but what I've often found in my life is that if I'm being negative and I say that I'm trying to be positive, I really don't want to. I don't know, a lot of times people just want to dwell in their misery or the negative thoughts, and I feel like our culture has kind of lost sight of trying to flip our thoughts into being a little more positive. That's what I'm talking about, this whole thing that people kind of go around mindlessly without thinking about how they can improve. But even just a simple mindset change, and it'll take a while, but if you just try a little bit every day to work on getting better, it's going to help, it's going to work. We'll enjoy life more, we'll get more out of our lives if we focus on improving our attitudes and ridding ourselves of anger and negativity. So when something bad happens, instead of your first instinct being to get angry or be negative and complain all about it, just stop for a second and think, is there anything good that can come out of this? What are you going to get from complaining? I've seen so many people, especially in our culture today, like I said, they complain about everything that happens to them that can be a good thing, and they twist it into something bad. And then they're always going around like, oh, woe is me, my life is just so bad, I don't know what is wrong, why does this happen to me? But if they just had a little bit more of a positive attitude and mindset, if they stopped complaining about everything that they had to deal with, I think the quality of their life would drastically improve, and they would start to see the good things rather than wondering why their life is so bad and terrible all the time, or why they hate everything that's going on. And it's not just one person's fault. Misery loves company, and a lot of people have friends that are also really negative. Like I said today, it's kind of a thing right now to be super negative. So most people have friends that are going to be super negative about everything, and that, like I said, can bring you down as well. So if you focus on maybe changing your mindset to being more positive, that might mean that you're going to have to drop some of those negative friends. Maybe you have a friend that's negative about everything. You're probably going to want to spend a little bit less time with them, just kind of focusing on what you can do to improve your mindset. And if they're not helping you with that, it might be time to drop that friendship, or at least try to be the positive one in your friend group. Try to be the one that helps other people shift their mindset and say, oh, maybe just stop complaining and start to try and see the bright side. There's so many blessings and things that we can focus on that are good each and every day. Every day, just waking up in the morning, you look outside and you see all of the beauty that there is there, and it's hard to focus on the bad things that are going on. I've been at points where I feel like my life is crumbling all around me, but I had a positive mindset. A mindset instead of, I can't do this, or why me? I had a mindset of, I can and I will get through this. And I feel like if we make that change in our everyday lives, so many people go around nowadays with a mindset of, I can't do this, I can't get through this, why am I going through this, why me, why is this happening? If we flip that and we just think to ourselves, just for a second, just think, you can do this, you've got this, and whatever life is going to throw at you, you're going to be able to get through it if you work hard and try to keep a positive mindset, focus on the blessings, focus on the things that God has given you to get through what you're going through now. He will give you strength. All you have to do is ask, and anything that you're going through, you're going to get through it. Stop making small things the end of the world. A lot of people, like I've said, talked about the people that are always negative. They tend to make small little things so big and blow them completely out of proportion because, like I said, it's like a snowball. It keeps rolling and rolling and getting bigger and bigger. That kind of effect, that's what negativity has on most people. And if you take a small thing that has happened in your day, like if you stub your toe, oh my gosh, my toe hurts, but I'm gonna be okay in like 5 minutes. But if you take that and get angry about it, that has enough power to carry into the rest of your day, even your week, into setting yourself up to have a very bad experience. And it's just all about setting yourself up and realizing that your attitude has more of an effect on how you view life sometimes than even your circumstances do. Don't let your circumstance determine your attitude, and the little things that happen, please don't blow them up and make them the end of the world, because it's going to have an effect on you, and not only how you view things, but honestly your mental health. I know a lot of people that have been fine, but then they let negativity get a hold of them, and it's taken a toll on their mental health. That's happened to me before, and I've finally gotten out of it, and I'm finally improving, and I'm so glad that I am. But I would hate to know that more people are letting negativity into their lives, especially in this media trap of just making everything negative. It's so hard to be positive and try to change your mindset. But just know that you can, and there's ways to do it, and there's ways to focus on the blessings. We always have the power to shift our mindsets, to bring out the good in our circumstances and in the things that we're facing. That's pretty much it, I guess. I just wanted to focus on that a little bit. I've noticed that in our culture lately, negativity has been taking a big place in most of the things that people talk about, most of the ways people look at different things. Even if it's just jokingly, getting into the habit of being negative about things just to be relatable, that's not really you. I feel like a lot of people sacrifice their own selves to try and be relatable or make other people like them. But honestly, it's not worth it if it's taking a toll on yourself and your health and the way you view things. That's all I have to say for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. But yeah, just focus on, if you take only one thing away from this, don't let your circumstance determine your attitude. Take control of the one thing you can and switch your negative mindset to being more positive. Try not to let your first response to everything bad that happens to you be anger or negativity. Just try to tone it up a little bit. Maybe smile when you're not feeling like it, and maybe you'll be a little bit better off for the next few days. Just make it a challenge this week to try and be more positive, to try and look at the things that happen around you and take control of your attitude. That's all that I have for this week. I just wanted to sit down and talk with you guys a little bit about it for a few seconds. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you'll take this to heart and try to improve. Remember, it's all about improvement and just trying to make a little bit more progress each and every day. It's easier said than done for sure, but it's definitely worth it. And small changes every day to a lifelong kind of positive attitude or happiness, I think that's pretty worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Thank you for all the support on the previous episodes as well. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next week.